Once a rivalry for the ages, Rockhurst and Miege was the game for almost 30 years in Kansas City. Not since 1984 have these two squared off on the gridiron. The Rockhurst Hawklets, with 14 state titles, travel across the border to do battle with the Bishop Miege Stags and their 8 state titles, including 4 straight in the state of Kansas. These two schools look to renew that rivalry and hope to make their own history. It starts tonight on Spectrum Sports. Good evening and welcome to Dixon-Dahl Stadium at Bishop Miege High School in Roland Park. Tonight's Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week, the Catholic Clash for 2018, as number 5 Rockhurst, 4-1 on the year, takes on number 2 Bishop Miege. They are undefeated at 4-0. Hi everybody, Kevin White along with Johnny Beck. Welcome to Spectrum Sports and the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Good to have this series back. It's been 30 plus years since these teams squared off. They got a lot of history as far as this matchup is concerned. As we take a look, this is the 29th overall meeting. Rockhurst has dominated this series, and both these teams are legendary teams. Rockhurst all-time state titles in the metro area. Against Miege, really the it team, the now team. They've won 29 in a row and 4 straight state titles.
Well, I think anytime you can bring 2 of the top teams in the city, into one stadium, and, they come from both sides of the state line, there's a lot of bragging rights that are going to come from this game.
Let's get to our Hy-Vee player profile, and we'll start with the big guy at the right side of the offensive line, Danielson E.K. Look at the size of this guy.
Yeah, he's a guy that obviously can move a lot of guys around on the defense side of the ball, and he's their strong side that they're going to look to run behind him quite a bit tonight.
6'7", 340. On the Miege side, their top running back is Bryson Cobbins.
Yeah, he had limited carries last week, so you hope today he can come back out. He's a really big part of this offense, so if they can get him going early, look for him to have a big game.
Bishop Miege and Rockhurst. They haven't played since 1984. Your opening kickoff next on Spectrum Sports. The Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week is brought to you by Hy-Vee, the official sponsor of High School Spirit. Owen Lawson to kick off for Rockhurst in white. They won the opening coin toss, deferred their option to the second half. Tyquez Agnew-Witten on the return, and he turns the corner across the 30 and across the 35 before he's bounced out of play. And there's already some pushing and shoving early in this one, in this heated rivalry between these two Catholic schools. And it's a nice return there by Agnew-Witten for Miege.
Yeah, good starting field position there for Bishop Miege. Did a really good job of bringing that return all the way over here to the sideline, and he definitely wasn't going to go down easy there.
Sam Bertrati is the starting quarterback, 6'1", 166-pound senior. Got a little shaken up last week. There's his passing numbers. And he was the JV quarterback last year and got injured. And this is Cobbins running to the 40-yard line. And once again, Cobbins is questionable for this game. As we get to our starting lineup, brought to you by Concord Career College. Start your healthcare career in months, not years. Concord has several career paths to choose from, and classes are forming now. To find out more, visit concord.edu. Bertrati to throw, Tyquez Agnew-Witten, and he's thrown for a loss. And a nice play by the free safety, Carter Elder, as we run through your starting lineup, brought to you once again by Concord Career College. And you got the twins on the left side. Muir, the look-alike of the head coach. And as far as they got 2 tight ends, Wesley and Bentley, dangerous wide receivers. Cobbins is their running back. And now it's 3rd down and long. Bertrati throwing, and the pass incomplete. As they were looking for Philippe Wesley, and a nice play by the cornerback, Josh Moore, as we run through your Rockhurst Hawklets and the defenders for tonight. Crawford, the big man in the middle. 2 linebackers with the leading tacklers are Eccles and Atwood. Moore is a starter since his sophomore year, and he made the nice play on that pass on 3rd down and 8. Punting unit out now for the Stags. High snap. And Downing will send it down the field. Rockhurst is going to let this hit. And it's going to take a sideways hop. And now finally a Miege player down that ball just inside the 20-yard line. So the Hawklets, Johnny, get a 3 and out early on in this game. And now their offense checks out with their quarterback, Luke Bain.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do. If you're Rockhurst, you want to come out and set the tone early. Obviously, they're trying to get the running game going, but they did a good job of forcing 3 and out. But good job of flipping the field there by the punter, by Bishop Miege. Close to a 50-yard punt there.
Bain, a solid leader. Coach Severino said he's not the greatest runner. He's not the greatest arm. He just gets the job done. Offset eye on 1st and 10. And this running play is go for a short pickup there, as that's Michael Johnson. Rockhurst has a massive offensive line, but small running backs. We'll see Michael Johnson and also Lance Shelton. As we take a look at your Concord starting lineup for Rockhurst, and EK at 340 on the right side of the line. Got 3 returning starters there. Reed Levi is their big play wide receiver, and Johnson their leading rusher last week. And this will be Johnson on the carry across the 20. And they'll get a couple of more. And on the defensive side for Miege, they're only giving up 8.8 points per game. Williams is their sack leader. And 11 sacks last year. Downing is their tackle leader. Mikey Welsh, the special team star and linebacker. And there is their secondary. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Hawklets' first possession of the night. And this will be Michael Johnson. And he is not going to even come close. It'll be 4th down as Downing there to make the stop for Miege.
Yeah, good job right here coming downhill. Breaks through that first tackle, and you think he has a chance to get it on that second effort. Becomes up about a yard short. Forces Rockhurst into a punting situation here.
Gabe Whipple is the punter. He averages just over 36 yards per punt. Jalen Scruggs is the punt returner. And we're going to get our first time out of the game as you take a look at Mike Harmon. And it's on Rockhurst, as they're coached by their Hall of Fame and legend Tony Severino, now 70 years old as of this month. 36th year, 42nd year overall. He's in the Missouri Hall of Fame and the coach's wing there. 330 career wins, 7 state titles with the Hawklets. Throw one in for Shawnee Mission Northwest. And a guy half his age, John Holmes, is only 34 years old. You forget that sometimes. And he's Mr. Miege, graduated from Miege in 2002. Got 4 EKL titles and 4 state titles, and his house is like about 50 yards away from our press box. As he lives in the neighborhood, he walks his daughters to St. Agnes, then he walks to his office. So this guy is all about the Miege experience. And the Stags, after the Rockhurst timeout, 4th down, flag is down, and the punt is away. Scruggs will field this, and he'll muff it, and then have to cover it back near the 22-yard line. They lose 8 yards after the muff by Scruggs. The wind was affecting that ball, it looked like. There's a bit of a breeze tonight. Temperatures in the upper 50s with a north wind. As you take a look at your referee in charge tonight, Mike Harmon.
Well, it looks like they're going to re-punt it here, as they're going to take the penalty. It's a 52-yard punt right there, and obviously you're going to gamble a little bit if you're John Holmes, and hopefully, you know, field the ball a little bit more cleanly. But if that ball gets up in the air, like you were just saying, you know, it's a tough read up there.
See him moving late to his left, and then the muff, but able to cover it up. But now Rockhurst backed up. Scruggs will get another look here. This punt is a low line drive that Scruggs is going to let hit, and that's going to take a huge Rockhurst roll. And let's see if the Hawklets can get to it. No! Wow, Johnny, that was a long punt.
That might be a school record there. 80 yards.
Yeah, 79, but it'll be net of 59. But
yeah, you'll take that, flip the field. Obviously, the first series for each team ended at 3 and outs, but I think this game's going to come down to, special teams. I think, you have to be sound on that side of the ball, and if you're not scoring a ton of points, you have to make sure that your kicking units are obviously flipping the field and eliminating any big returns that the other team would be getting.
Tyquez Agnew-Witten is the running back in the backfield now, so Cobbins is out. And it'll be a quick handoff to him. And Witten, the transfer from Topeka, with some nifty moves. And he's up close to the first down. Nice block on the end by Brian Burns.
Yeah, good job of staying patient right there. Didn't force it. Allowed his blockers to kind of set the edge there. And again, this guy's not going out with one tackle. He's doing a good job of putting his shoulder down, getting those extra yards.
Burns' brother, Jack, now at Cornell playing college football, as this pass is long and incomplete. Looking for Sam Powell, who's petitioning the official for a flag, and it is thrown.
We'll see if this is defensive holding or pass interference.
Yeah, it's going to be a pass interference penalty on the Rockhurst defenders here. Yes. That was Carter Elder, the free safety, held up Powell, and he was not happy about it.
You see the arm strength there by Pedrati throwing that ball clear across the field. Still had a little bit of distance on that, but that's something that Bishop Miege obviously is fortunate, the last few years, having a guy like Carter Putz that can just throw the ball all over the field. And we know how explosive this Miege offense has been through those, past 5, 6, 7, 8 years with the guys that they've had in.
41.8 points per game. They're 4-0, beat Blue Valley North, Blue Valley West, Mill Valley, and shut out St. James Academy last week 45-0. And this running play is going to be shut down. Rockhurst all over it. And again, the pushing and shoving there as the whistles have already blown. And you see how big this rivalry is. This running play gets limited yardage here.
When you see the penetration right there up front by the Rockhurst defensive line, and that just kind of throws the timing off and allows those linebackers to come up and make a play.
Tommy Eccles, who's also very good at lacrosse, makes that last stop. Screen pass to Tyquez Agnew-Witten. And he's been getting to the edge on the Rockhurst defenders as he goes out near midfield. And he's going to get more touches tonight. It looks like Cobbins is having some issues tonight, health-wise. And this guy just gets around the edge. And finally ridden out of bounds after a nice gain. Leaves him 3rd down and 4. Here's Agnew-Witten, and a nice play by Sawyer Crawford, clogging up the middle for the Hawklets, number 6. Last year he wore 56, but this guy is one of their returning starters. Had over 130 tackles last year.
Well, you see the counter play right there, but the Rockhurst guys obviously were up 4 or 5 guys in the backfield, blew that play up. Again, you hate to see, guys like Bryson Cobbins not be able to play in a game like this, but it's always the next man up mentality, and I think Miege definitely has the depth to be able to do that.
High punt, Lance Shelton calling for the fair catch. He muffs it, and it's grabbed by Cooper Krizik. It'll be Rockhurst football, and they're going to have it inside the 15 near the 14-yard line. So, Johnny, punt returners having trouble fielding the ball as the wind wrecking havoc on the pigskin here.
Well, it's something, you can practice fielding punts all day long, but until you get out there and the lights come on and, it's a little bit of wind can affect it just enough. And we've seen it obviously on the first 2 punts of the game here.
36-yard punt, no return. Rockhurst dodging a bullet as their offense checks out. Luke Boehm, the quarterback, Michael Johnson in the backfield. Matt Powell is the blocking fullback. He'll go left side. And not much doing on this play as Once again, Downing, who makes a million tackles for Miege, involved in the stop. Of course, his brother was a very good player. His father, Ken, was a very good player.
Yeah, both these defenses doing a really good job of stringing these runs out to the sideline. And, you know, it's always good as a defensive coordinator if you see 3 or 4 of your guys surrounding the ball carrier each play.
Downing's father, Ken, played at Mizzou. Dawson, his brother, is a running back at Missouri. Downing, just a strong kid, plays basketball, involved in track, state qualifier in the javelin. Boehm on the rollout. Throwing, and it's knocked down near side, incomplete, looking for Kresick, and Jalen Scruggs got in there and batted it away, incomplete.
Yeah, good coverage right there. Obviously a good, very well thrown ball, just better coverage from Suggs on the outside. And just does a good job of getting that hand in front. Forcing 3rd and long here for Rockhurst.
Scruggs is a state qualifier in the jumps and track. He's also a team captain.
We're forcing Rockhurst in here to a passing situation, you would think.
Well, they ran it on 3rd down last time, on 3rd down and 5. This is 3rd down and 7. They're going to throw it. Boehm looking down the field for Levi, and he got his hands on it, but it's incomplete. Rishi Rattan had the coverage, number 21 for Miege.
Yeah, and it looked like he kind of had the inside position there, just couldn't haul that ball down. But again, good job of coverage down the field there by Bishop Miege. And again, if you're looking to throw the ball downfield as a defensive back, all you're trying to do is disrupt that play.
Levi, their big play wide receiver at 6'4". Coach says he's been inconsistent with his hands. That one he got his hands on, forcing a 4th down and 7 after the incompletion, and on away by Whipple, and Scruggs is going to let this hit. I'm telling you, the punt returners are not getting a good look at the football tonight, as the football is like a knuckleball in the air, Johnny, and Scruggs just says, I don't want to have anything to do with that. I'll let it hit, but you know you're going to get yelled at by the special teams coach because you give up a lot of real estate when you let that ball hit on field turf. It tends to run. That time, not that much, and good field position now at the 35 for Miege.
Yeah, it's almost like you just have to get back to fair catching and not worrying about a big return. But obviously, you know, if that ball ends up rolling 20 yards, like you said, the special teams coordinators obviously they've got something to say.
Cobbins back in the game as Pedrati wants to throw on 1st down, looking down to Bentley, and it's incomplete, and a flag is down as Creighton protesting the call, but it's going to come up on him.
Well, the ball was underthrown a little bit, and you know, as a defensive back, you don't really know that. So as the receiver's turning to look for the ball, he's running through the guy. I mean, it's great coverage, but at the same time, you got to get the head around and realize where that ball is when it's in the air.
Hudson Bentley is the little brother of Hunter Bentley, who is a star basketball player at Bishop Miege, Dorena finalist, now playing at Washburn. So if the last name sounds familiar, his sister only won 4 state titles, averaged 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. So it's a very athletic family. Move it up to the 50 with a 15-yard walk-off. Fans getting into it, saying around 5,000 people here tonight. This little section of Roland Park called Dixon-Dahl Stadium. Pedrati under pressure and sacked. Tim Glazer was there.
Looked like Rockhurst brought the blitz from the linebacker position, and
Eccles, the linebacker, blitzed and sent him right into the arms of Tim Glazer, number 65.
Yeah, Pedrati looked upfield. You know, he just saw a bunch of white jerseys, so he did the smart thing, just tucked the football. Obviously, lived to play another down here.
A loose 6, 2nd down and 16. Tyquez, Agnew Witten, and he's not going very far here as he is wrestled down. Nice play, Tommy Eccles, middle linebacker. Also there, Cooper Kresick. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 15 after that 1-yard gain.
And I'm not sure we're going to see, you know, better linebackers on both sides of the ball than we are tonight.
Atwood and Eccles played as sophomores. Did not start. Pass to the near side is caught. And the receiver is run out of bounds. That is Sam Powell. And he's shy of the first down as he's just across the 50-yard line. It's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, just looked like they were trying to get some yards there. Obviously, this is a field position game right now, so if you can pin him deep inside the 15, that's obviously your goal.
Mitch Tarwater with the last tackle, one of their linebackers, and the punters are busy in this ball game. Downing to punt it away. And they fake the fair catch, and it takes a backward hop, and this will be inside the 10-yard line. Nice punt by Dylan Downing, pinning Rockhurst inside the 10, as they'll spot it near the 9-yard line. 1st and 10, and Downing does it all here. He's their leading tackler. This guy is some kind of linebacker for this squad.
Well, that's exactly what you're looking for, you know, if you're Miege, is to pin these guys down deep. The percentages go way down when a drive obviously starts inside the 20-yard line.
39-yard punt, no return, and the Rockhurst offense out. Rockhurst averaging just over 29 points per game. They lost their first game of the year as this running play busts free. And it'll be Michael Johnson, who's leveled out of bounds by Scruggs, but not after a big gain across the 35, as he's out near the 37-yard line.
And you saw the right side of the Rockhurst offensive line there do a good job open up that hole, and then Michael Johnson does the rest. Just puts his head down, uses his speed, and then there's Downing at the end. This guy's all over the field.
Scruggs was close, but it was Downing laying the wood to Michael Johnson after a 28-yard run. And he gets him out to the 37-yard line, 1st and 10. Talking about Rockhurst losing to Columbia Rockbridge in week 1, have won 4 straight. Flat pass caught by Kriesick, and he's across midfield for a 1st down. Cooper Kriesick.
Just a simple throw and catch there with the wide receiver. 6-yard hitch route, does a good job of making his tackler miss and then getting that 1st down. But you're seeing a little bit of balance here from the Rockhurst side of the ball here. You wonder how many times they're going to throw the ball. Typically, it's just kind of work in their running game, keep the defensive side honest there.
That was a 15-yard passing play and a 1st down. Here's Johnson, and Johnson tripped up and taken down by Downing as he's down near the 43-yard line, a gain of about 5.
Again, you see that strong side for the Rockhurst offensive line. They're going right behind Danielson, EK. And he just does a good job of moving his man and allowing the running back to get upfield there.
Downing, their leading tackler last week against St. James, leading tackler on the season. Swing pass out of the backfield. One of their big fullbacks. And that is Chuck Ingram, who also plays defensive end, and he rumbles down the far side and gets a Rockhurst 1st down here. This is a big burly guy powering through the tackle. Finally ridden down by Grant Pacell, the strong safety for Miege, but it's a new set of downs. This is the best drive of the night for Rockhurst as we're late into the 1st quarter in a scoreless game here in the Catholic Clash. We're at Dixondall Stadium, Bishop Miege High School. First of 2 meetings. Next year it's at Rockhurst. As this running play, not for much, as Colin Williams getting the start on the defensive line, number 7. He's one of their freshmen who they think's got a big upside. He makes a nice stop here on Michael Johnson.
Good job right there, getting penetration. Obviously disrupting that play in the backfield. Sets up a 2nd and long here.
Rockhurst, multi-set veer option offense. They'll run it about 60% of the time. Give it on a quick end around play to Joe Coit. Flag is down, and holding penalty coming up here on Rockhurst as he's shut down by Mikey Welsh, who is not fooled on the play. Coit, track star at Rockhurst. They try to use him on jet sweeps and little quick end arounds. This time Rockhurst is going to get called for a holding penalty.
Yeah, and you see here the misdirection play, and yeah, 71 just has to tackle this guy basically to avoid him making the play in the backfield. But
Joe Kelly is their right guard. He's a returning starter along with Jackson Wentworth and Danielson Ike. New guys on the line, Hanson and Grandison, as we get another timeout on the field. And it'll be Rockhurst's second of the first half. And the fans tailgating, enjoying themselves on the party deck. And a lot of watch parties around the city. Lou's and Waldo, the Tavern at 103rd Street. And the Del Popolo watch party, where it's, I guess it's a split scene there. Like 40 on the Rockhurst side, 30 on the Miege side, and that's the Lowry family donated that party deck for auction. They raised a bunch of money for the Bishop Miege School fundraising. All kinds of tailgating going on tonight. There's the got barbecue going on in the big party tent there. Feels like football weather, and fans are enjoying themselves tonight. This was a hard ticket to get. Fans were all excited about this game. And tell you what, they've all crammed in here to Dixon-Dahl Stadium and seen a scoreless ball game as we're near the end of the first quarter. Play action by Bame. Scrambles, throws, finds his tight end, Andrew Stafford. Stafford trying to power through a tackle, and he will not reach the 20-yard line, but he'll have enough for a Miege, or I should say a Rockhurst first down, as Miege tried to deny him, as he goes for 24 yards to the big tight end for the Hawklets.
Yeah, Bame does a good job of getting out there on that rollout pass and then just putting the ball into his guy's hands, allowing him to get upfield and get that first down.
It's his 6th catch of the year. He had a touchdown last week as Rockhurst crushed Blue Valley from the EKL. I think that kind of got the attention of Miege as they saw a fellow league mate get blitzed by Rockhurst 42-7, and that's the final play of the first quarter. End of the first quarter on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. It's the Catholic Clash for 2018. Scoreless after one. You're watching Spectrum Sports. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. We're at Dixon-Dahl Stadium on the campus of Bishop Miege High School. St. Agnes there in the background was the original high school, and then they moved to Bishop Miege. St. Agnes is a kindergarten through 8th grade school now, and there's the Rockhurst cheering section. Extra bleachers brought in for the expanded crowd tonight. As Rockhurst on 1st and 10, will keep it on the ground with Michael Johnson. Mikey Welsh and Dylan Downing collaborate on the stop, but it's a good run on 1st down. Johnson had a nice week rushing the football against Blue Valley as he went for a $157, and he is their leading rusher as he gets 6.9 yards per carry. But Coach Severino says, my backs are small, my lines are huge. So
those running backs can just sit back there and hide and then all of a sudden pop out at full speed. That's what you're seeing here. Is really good job on the right side of the offensive line.
On 2nd down and 5, Johnson running for a Rockhurst first down. It'll be 1st and goal as the Hawklets in the red zone looking to get the first points of the game.
And again, good job by the right side of this offensive line. I think we're going to talk about it a lot tonight. As you see, that's the strength of their side, but Johnson does a good job of getting a few yards there. And there's Downing again with the tackle.
Downing, first team All-EKL, 6'2", 229. 1st and goal now for the Hawklets. Bame going to take off and run, and he spun down there. As making the stop is Max Van Meter, number 52, and also involved there was.
So it looked like they had a little rollout play there, but good job to stay in discipline on that side of the Miege defensive line.
Taylor Portier as well. At the Portier twins, Taylor and Tyler. They're not identical, but they're good offensive linemen on the left side of their line and good defensive linemen. Only a gain of 1 by Bain. Whistles prior to the snap.
Got a guy, let's get a shoe tied there.
Got to get Jack Kincaid, got an equipment issue. But he says, I'm ready to go. Gave him the thumbs up. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Toss sweep. Johnson blocking pretty good. Turning the corner. Finally ridden down by Scruggs.
Yeah, good job by the fullback there, getting out on the edge and kind of setting that tone. We talk about how good these linemen are, but
Chuck Ingram with a nice block in the fullback, number 35 right there. Yeah,
you can see you get a little pancake block there.
And spotted at the 2. Wow.
Yeah,
that's clearing
definition
the edge.
of a fullback right there.
Ingram, a junior, plays defensive end as well for the Hawklets. And now we're going to get a Miege timeout. They got co-defensive coordinators from Miege, Jim Giocaris and Zach Mann. Take a look at the top 5 in our Super 25. St. Thomas Aquinas has stayed out on top. Randy Dryling's team 4-0. Miege right behind them at number 2. Great season for the Titans of Lee Summit West. Probably the best Sunflower League team is Lawrence Free State. And then Rockhurst, who lost to Columbia Rockbridge, and everybody was stunned by that. But Columbia Rockbridge has the fastest kid in the state, Nathaniel Pete. I was told he was going to Missouri, but now I'm hearing reports that he has decided he wants to go to Stanford. He wants to go to the West Coast instead of Columbia, Missouri. We'll have to see about that. On 3rd down and goal, here's Michael Johnson. Johnson backing his way. He did not get there. He got to the 1, and then the ball came out late there, but Dylan Downing says it's Miege football, but I don't think the official there, he's signaling it down at the 1. That's Aaron Schwartz. Right here, they rip it out after his forward momentum was stopped. You see the ball there on the field, and the Stags scrambling for it, but it is 4th down at the 1. The Hawklets look to be going for it. Luke Bain, their quarterback, staying out of the field.
Well, these are the short down situations that you obviously practice for, and you know, both sides of the ball here trying to win this 1-down battle.
Give it off to Johnson, and he plows into the end zone for the Rockhurst touchdown. Michael Johnson.
When they went to the left side that time, they hadn't gone that way all game. 4th and 1 when they needed it. Switched it up. Went to the other side there.
It's his 5th rushing touchdown of the year. So Rockhurst gets the first points of the Catholic clash. Owen Lawson in to try the point after touchdown. Elder will be the holder for Rockhurst. And the kick is up and good. So Rockhurst on 4th down and 1, and they go to their left side. And that's important here because that's all the new guys on the left side, not their strong side of their offensive line, but it worked.
Well, and I think Miege and everybody in the stands knew they were going to run the football, but I think we all thought they were going to continue to pound it on the right side, and you know, did a good job right there going to the left side. Yeah, so starting inside of their own 10, they ended up going 13 plays, 91 yards, chewing 6:33 off the clock. Obviously finished right there on a 4th down, so good drive by Rockhurst. Ate a lot of the clock. Get a chance to see Miege's offense, see if they can come out here and match that.
Coach Severino, all-time winningest coach in Rockhurst history, has 7 state titles, the last one in 2010. Just turned 70 this month. Told me one of his new coaches this year, Mike Garrett, assistant running back coach. Mike Garrett is Heisman Trophy winner, former chief, former USC AD, and has a couple of sons coming through Rockhurst, and he asked if Tony was going to be there for a few more years while my boys were there, and he said, yes, I'll still be here. So still going strong. He's got 10 grandchildren. 6 of the 10 are girls, and a guy that's been around boys at the high school and his sons. It's keeping Coach Severino young at heart. He's a great grandfather, along with his wife Marilyn. He's been married 49 years. They'll celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary coming up this summer. Congratulations to them as the kick away. This will be a fake as Tyquez Agnew-Witten keeps the ball. Flag is down. Rockhurst bit on the fake, and he returns it across the 40-yard line, but this may be coming back as Tyquez faked like he was going to hand it off, kept the football, and ran around the end, but
yeah, and they had a good wall set up on the left side there, but see if we can't catch this hold here.
Fakes the handoff, keeps the ball on his hip. Good ball placement there. Rockhurst really didn't get out of their lanes.
Yeah, you see it right there on 88.
88 with the illegal block. It's going to be on Doble, their tight end. We got Moeller and Doble, 2 tight ends, as Pedrati back out. His father played at Missouri. Max. Got his throwing shoulder dinged up in the win over St. James, so we saw Tim Dorsey last week. Running play between the hashes for limited yardage.
Good run there on first down for a good 5-yard pickup.
That's Tyquez Agnew-Witten.
And he runs the ball pretty hard. Obviously gets through that first line of defense and then puts his helmet down.
He's a pounder, though.
Yeah. He's not easy to take down.
So we've seen a little bit of Cobbins, who is fighting a little bit of a leg injury, apparently. As here's Agnew-Witten with running room. And he pounced and lost the football. And Rockhurst has covered it up. Josh Moore with the fumble recovery. Agnew-Witten tried to deliver a hit, and the ball was jarred free. And the cornerback, Josh Moore, with his 2nd fumble recovery of the year.
It does a good job of getting through there. And right here just takes a hit on the other side. And you got to keep that ball high and tight right there.
Mitch Tarwater, the linebacker, looked like he jarred this ball free, and then Moore recovered it right there. Yeah, it's 24. Tarwater knocking the ball free. Rockhurst has the short field at the 40-yard line, already leading 7-0. First turnover of the game by the Stags. It's running play on the inside to the smaller back. That's Lance Shelton in the ball game now. Now Lance is a water bug. I mean, this guy goes 5'4", a $145. He's another scat back.
Yeah, and the best thing for those guys is the offensive line being so big that you can just stay hidden back there. You know, just kind of pop through there at the last second. And by the time you see him, he's already got a full head of steam.
Wow, you see the contrast of size difference there when EK is pulling out to block on the counter. This is a pass near side. Kresick goes up high and makes the catch. And he's just a little bit shy of the first down. He'll be about a yard short. Cooper Kresick, nice catch here. And he had a lot of red jerseys and Miege around him, but able to reel it in for the nice gain. And to leave him 3rd down and short.
And Rockhurst is doing a good job of mixing in the pass and the run. Keeping the Miege guys on their heels a little bit.
He had 25 catches last year. Has 7 catches on the year now this year for the 4-1 Hawklets. Here's Michael Johnson. Oh, he got himself turned around there. Portier wrapped him up, but he's across the 30. That'll be a Rockhurst first down. Didn't look promising there early on, but he was able to twist his body here and able to get the first down.
And that's all you needed right there. You just needed a couple yards, and he does a good job of staying patient and finding just enough daylight to hop over that first down marker.
Johnson saw some time last year, but it was the Brady McCandless show, their main back. He's now a walk-on at SMU. along with Trent Green's son, Derek Green. Toss sweep, Johnson. And Johnson able to get around the corner and get a nice gain on first down. Johnson starting to gash this Miege defense. He has a rushing touchdown. And he's the leading rusher tonight for Rockhurst. As he's able to get 7, it'll be 2nd down and 3 coming up here for the Hawklets, trying to take advantage of a Miege fumble.
Well, good job there by the fullback of getting outside and just sealing his man. You can't say enough good things about this offensive line for Rockhurst and how athletic they are in the open space.
This is Rockhurst's pistol look now. Play action. Bame in trouble and going down. It was Van Meter who just got a piece of him, and he'll get credit for the sack. Max Van Meter.
Good job of coverage there by the Miege secondary. Obviously, he didn't have anybody open. Looked for his first read, and then the defensive line of Miege gets in the backfield, disrupts that pass play.
He is a junior. That is his 3rd sack of the year. Rockhurst now facing a 3rd down and 4.
Big play here for the Miege defense.
Give it off on a jet sweep to Coit, turning it up the field. First down, fumbles the football, and the ball's covered up by Miege. Mikey Welsh got the loose ball as Coit coughed it up after he had acquired the first down. And the linebacker, Mikey Welsh, the junior, their special team star, recovers it, so the turnover's even at 1 apiece.
Yeah, and it looked like Coit had that first down and was going to the ground. All of a sudden, that ball just kind of was coughed up here. I'm not sure if anybody got a hand on it or not.
Yeah, Van Meter knocked it out, and Mikey Welsh covered it up.
Yeah, good job right there, just wrapping up. And again, when that ball's on the ground, you know, it's anybody's ball. Good job right there of Welsh hopping on that ball. Not
and the turnover chain is handed off to Mikey Welsh. Father Donnie, very proud right now as this pass caught by Hudson Bentley, and he stumbles his way. Now they're saying, what, an incomplete pass here, or we get a penalty flag down? Flag is down. He caught the ball here, and a flag is down, but it's coming back. There was no play. It'll be 1st and 15. Take a look at Hudson Bentley.
Yeah, and that flag was thrown so close to the sideline that you couldn't even really tell.
Yeah, I didn't even saw it. I was like, what's going on here? Bentley, a little slant pattern, makes the catch and stumbles to the ground, but it was all for naught, as there was a penalty prior to the snap on the Stags, so it'll back them up back to their own 5-yard line as Agnew Witten is the running back in the backfield with that big sleeve on his arm there. Madrati throwing down the field again to Bentley. This one too tall, incomplete. Coverage by Josh Moore was very good there. Josh, number 12 there. This guy started as a sophomore. He's a Division II prospect. He's the first sophomore to start at corner for Rockhurst. I said, come on, coach, you had to have some sophomore start for him. He's like, no, not at that position, Kevin. So this guy's been a good player for Tony Severino and their longtime defensive coordinator, Eric Berg, in his 38th year. He's already in the Rockhurst Hall of Fame. He's been there longer than Coach Severino. All Big 8 linebacker for the Missouri Tigers. And now another penalty on Miege, and it was declined. So it'll be now 2nd down and 15. So Miege did have problems with penalties. I noticed as I was looking through their stat sheet, they had a lot of penalties this year. This pass short and over the middle, caught by Connor Doble, one of their tight ends. Just kind of got him out of a hole there. Now it's going to be 3rd and more of a manageable situation, but
yeah, good play call there. Get some yards back, setting it up for a more manageable 3rd down here.
Saw that penalty, 42 penalties in 4 games for 343 yards. That's too many for a team that like Bishop Miege. He's won 4 state titles. Here it is, 3rd down. Pedrati flushed, now going to take off, and he gets cracked from the sidelines by Atwood, and a penalty flag is down here.
Well, you've got 2 penalties here. I'm not sure if, well, you've got that, and then you've got the sideline play, and then you had some sort of a holding in the defensive backfield.
The officials still discussing holding on Rockhurst and a personal foul on Rockhurst. So both of them on the Hawklets. It'll be a 1st down for Bishop Miege.
And I think they get both penalties there because the late hit out of bounds will be tacked on.
Tucker Atwood, the strong side linebacker. It was right on the line there, and you see the quarterback, but there was also a holding penalty on Rockhurst. So both teams heavily penalized on this Stags drive, but this is a big penalty on Tony Severino's team as it gets him out of a big hole.
So we've seen both teams be able to kind of dig themselves out of a hole, starting inside their own 10. Doesn't matter when you're on offense, you'll take it by penalty, running the ball, passing the ball, whatever you need to get out of that end zone.
Moves it all the way out to the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. Rockhurst, the lone score. A Michael Johnson 1-yard touchdown run on a 4th down and 1 play. Early stages of the 2nd quarter. This has been a hard-hitting defensive struggle between these 2 powerhouse teams. Bishop Miege from the Eastern Kansas League, a 4A school. Rockhurst from the big class in Missouri. An independent looking down the field for Philippe Wesley, and he can't run underneath it. And again, they're trying to test Josh Moore. And Coach Sev said Josh Moore will be tested tonight, and thus far, Johnny, he's lived up to it.
Well, obviously, without having, you know, Bryson Cobbins in the game, it's going to force Miege to throw the ball a little bit more. And, you know, you're already down a receiver on the season, so.
Talking about Daniel Jackson, who tore his ACL 1st quarter of the 1st game. He would have been their star wide receiver. That's just, we wish him all the best. I saw him with his knee brace and crutches earlier before the game as the running play takes it out to the 45-yard line, as that was Agnew Witten. Nice gain there.
A good job on the outside, sealing their blockers, and then, like I said, Agnew Witten, he's a tough guy to bring down.
Yeah, Tyquez, he is 195 pounds, junior. Say he's a Division I prospect, a very good athlete overall. Maybe one of the best athletes on the team. I love his versatility. He can play on defense or offense. On 3rd down, Pedrati in trouble and sacked by Sawyer Crawford.
Yeah, and the one thing you can't have right there is a sack. Looks like his first read. His first read wasn't there, and then he's held onto the ball a little bit too long.
He now leads Rockhurst in sacks with 4 on the year.
That's a heck of a play right there.
And that brings out Downing in the punting unit on 4th down and long. 2 guys back for Rockhurst. This one's straight up in the air. The wind will push this one a little. And it'll take a bounce inside the 25 and trickle down inside the 20-yard line.
Ball is thrown good at the 19-yard line, 1st and 10, Rockhurst.
So a good punt by Downing, and the Rockhurst offense back out here. Cool night here. Early fall weather. Temperatures in the mid-50s. Northeast breeze has kind of got the jackets out. Saw some blankets coming into the stadium. Cloudy skies.
Yeah, the players for sure love this type of weather.
Fans bundle up here. Rockhurst 1st and 10. Bame, draw play, running play for Johnson. Downing wrapping him up as he gets it out to the 26-yard line. Johnson has the lone touchdown tonight. He's the leading rusher in the ball game.
Yeah, you see that delayed handoff. Was Miege's defensive lineman kind of ran right past it, but great play there by Downing. He was kind of the last man of defense there.
There you see the night for Johnson. Had over 150 last week. Nice scramble and throw as they hit the tight end. And it should be a yardage to the 36-yard line and a first down as they find Stafford in his second catch of the night.
You've got a holding here.
Penalty flag is down back inside the 25. Let's see what the penalty is here. Again, your referee tonight is Mike Harmon. Roughing the passer on Miege.
Yeah, you saw some of the Rockhurst guys react as if something had happened. And again, these guys are fired up, so.
Yeah, there's a couple of steps before the hit is applied there.
And as we watch on Saturdays and Sundays, we know how much they're putting the emphasis on the quarterback and making sure that, you know, there's no cheap shots or anything like that. I'm not saying that was a cheap shot, but anytime you hit after the ball's been thrown, you have to make sure you're not deliberately trying to push him to the floor.
Bame got a start last year. 1-0 as a starter last year. Pass caught by Reed Levi. And he'll get about 9 on that catch.
And it's just a lot of short passes here that Rockhurst is doing. They're kind of extending their run game with that.
And we get a timeout for Rockhurst. That'll be their third and final of the first half. Coach Severino, his son Brandon right behind him, blowing on his hands there, and always wanted to coach. Coming up next week on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week, Sunflower Conference football. Shawnee Mission East travels to Olathe. Olathe North. They'll play that game at ODAC. As we flip the calendar to October, next Friday night, 7 p.m. Both these teams come in with a record of 3-1 on the year. New coach at Shawnee Mission East, Justin Hoover, was a former offensive coordinator here at Bishop Miege. And Olathe North coming off a loss to Columbine, Colorado, looking to bounce back this week. As you take a look at the Lowry Party Deck, they bid for that opportunity to watch the game there. They've seen a good first half. Rockhurst out of timeouts. Now facing second down and short. 3 receivers to the right of Luke Bame. Luke will fire that way, and Kresick with his third catch of the night. And that's a first down catch down to the 36. And now tempo offense for the Stags as the clock under 30 seconds to go before halftime. Bame, 3-step drop, pass low and incomplete. As this time it was Clint Purcell who was trying to target there but couldn't reel it in.
Well, and you would think if they can get inside the 30 here, that puts them in field goal range.
Bame mentioned he got a start, beat Jeff City as a starter. His father is a Kansas City police detective, works with Crime Stoppers. And Bame going to be sacked. Taylor Portier will get the sack, number 54 for the Stags.
Man, it came from his backside there. Almost seemed as if he almost coughed that ball up.
Seconds winding down, the quick spike with, and Rockhurst's going to try to get off a Hail Mary here just before halftime, but a big sack by Taylor Portier, one of the twins for the Miege Stags.
Yeah, the one thing you couldn't have right there for Rockhurst was a sack. takes him out of field goal range. Obviously, one last play here for the half. Just try and throw it up, see who can go get it.
4th down and 16. See only 3 wide receivers sent out for Rockhurst here. As Boehm will throw it down the field to Levi. This pass going to be intercepted. This is Tyquez Agnew-Witten, who's a dangerous guy. Still on his feet, but Rockhurst able to get him out of bounds, and that'll take us to halftime. As Agnew-Witten with the interception for the Stags will be the final play of your first half. That's his 3rd interception of the season. He leads Miege in that category as they were trying to find Reed Levi, their big 6'4" wide receiver here, and Boehm took a hit just as he threw it. Now Witten is a dangerous guy here. Rockhurst, you can't fall asleep here. They were able to get him out of bounds just as he crossed midfield. And we have reached halftime. Rockhurst leading 7-0 in the Catholic Clash 2018 version. Once again, next year they're going to be at Dasta Memorial Stadium, 93rd and State Line, as the huge crowd going to hit the concession stands as we have reached halftime. Coming up, it's Hy-Vee at the half. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week right here on Spectrum Sports. The Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week is brought to you by Hy-Vee, the official sponsor of High School Spirit. Take a look at the Lowry party deck. Join some halftime as Rockhurst leading 7-0 at halftime over rival Bishop Miege. Well, we had a look-alike contest, and John Holmes, the head coach Bishop Miege, and his right tackle won. Josh Muir, I said to Coach, I said, is this something new to you? He said, no, for the last 3 years, they've been saying to me, here comes your little brother. Here's the story on Josh and John.
Since 4th grade, going to kids camp, someone noticed that Coach Holmes and I looked alike, and people have been saying that ever since.
The older he gets, the more he looks. I think the only difference with me is my hairline's back a little bit more than his. But, you know, the kids joke that we go to the same barber, we go to the same haircut, and, you know, but it's been kind of fun to kind of see how that grows. And, you know, he's a kid where he's not, you know, he kind of laughs it off and just shrugs it off and kind of loves it. We did a video last year of me wearing his uniform and him wearing my coaching stuff. So, you know, I think we both kind of fought into it, and it's been kind of fun for us.
I like it. It's pretty funny, and I don't think it gets old.
Josh Muir is a 6'5", 300-pound senior, second-team All-League. Mentioned the John Holmes look-alike, but this guy is a 4.0 plus student. Wants to study mechanical engineering when he goes to college. He's big into the robotics scene, and he's one of the team captains. And yeah, they do look alike, but Coach Holmes says, I've been hearing about this for a number of years. It's like my little brother look-alike there, so. Coach Holmes and his right tackle, yeah, I mean, I have to say, they do look alike, Johnny.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of the same facial complexions, blonde hair, and they both played football, so.
Hy-Vee at the half. Rockhurst leading 7-0 on a Michael Johnson 1-yard touchdown run on a 4th down and 1 play. Fans packing in here on this chilly late September night, enjoying things, and we'll continue more of Hy-Vee at the half after this timeout as you're watching Spectrum Sports. Continue with Hy-Vee at the half. Kona Ice doing a brisk business on a brisk night here in the 50s. There's just so many people here, and somebody needs a snack at halftime here. In this hard-hitting defensive struggle here, Rockhurst leading by a touchdown, 7-0. Turnovers even at 1 apiece. And Rockhurst going to have the football to start the 3rd quarter as they won the opening coin toss, deferred their option to the 2nd half. But we've seen some winter coats, stocking caps, blankets, as it's a chilly night with that north wind. Time now for the Hy-Vee first half highlights in this Catholic clash for 2018. And the leading rusher in the first half, Johnny, has been Michael Johnson.
Yeah, and you saw him break a couple of those runs, big runs, and then right here, the 1-yard touchdown run on 4th and short. You know, he's just doing a really good job of, you know, running in between his offensive linemen and getting the yards that he can. And, you know, same thing over here for Agnew-Witten. He's doing a really good job of, you know, staying low and getting those extra yards. But right there, you see a couple fumbles here that kind of caused both teams to stall their drives. Sack right there by Crawford. I thought the D-lines did a pretty good job of getting pressure on the quarterback. When you see here, again, Agnew-Witten does a good job of picking that ball up.
Actually, 2 turnovers, I beg your pardon. Rockhurst threw that late interception in the second quarter on the Hail Mary effort. So, what stands out for you on the stat page brought to you by Hy-Vee?
Well, I think, you know, they were kind of going back and forth there, 3 and outs, and then, you know, a lot of punts, but Rockhurst kind of was able to sustain some drives there late. Obviously, they had the long touchdown drive, but close to 16 minutes of time of possession. They're doing a really good job of running the football. I think with Miege, you know, they probably knew coming in that Bryson Cobbins wasn't going to be 100%, so they were going to have to rely on a few other guys to kind of fill the void. And I think, you know, Agnew-Witten's doing a really good job of running the ball, but they're going to have to throw the ball a little bit more efficient if they're going to get back in this game.
Rockhurst leading at halftime in the Catholic Clash, the 2018 version. Second half just around the corner. You're watching Spectrum Sports. There you see some of the special seating, advanced ticket purchasers enjoying a good seat here and seeing a good first half. Rockhurst leading 7-0 over Bishop Miege at halftime. One of the big stars in the first half was tailback for Rockhurst, Michael Johnson.
Yeah, and as you see him right there, just able to get to that second, third level. Shows his speed a little bit. Great block there on the perimeter by the fullback. And again, that 4th down run just does a good job of following his guys into the end zone. But you can see they're attacking that right side. That's the strength for the Rockhurst offensive line. It's got to be closing in 100 yards. 15 rushes for 81 yards, so on his way to a pretty good night.
And on the Miege side, their defense has done a good job here in the first half. Some hard hits by the Stags delivered through the first 2 quarters.
Yeah, obviously led by Downing here in the middle. Just does a good job of running sideline to sideline, plays downhill. You see Scruggs right there with the good defensive play. And this side of the ball's loaded. I mean, I don't think anybody thought that this game was going to, you know, be a game that got into the 30s. As you see, both defenses doing a really good job. Good play there by the defensive lineman.
Another look at the Lowry party porch. They raffled this family's party deck off to watch the game and raised a lot of money. A good fundraiser for the school. Again, thanks to the Lowry family for donating their party deck. That's a great view, folks. And I guess John Holmes's house is just right up the street there, just a couple of houses down. And he said, mine's the yellow house right there. You see it as we were coming out of his office. He says, you know, I walked my 2 daughters over to St. Agnes, which is right behind the stadium here. His 2 daughters, Ellie and Abby, they're 8 and 5, and then I just go to my office here. It's an easy gig just to walk to my job. And of course, he's a Miege grad and I forget how young he is sometimes. He's only 34 years old. But he has so much respect for Tony Severino and vice versa. They're good friends, but this is a big-time Catholic school rivalry.
And you talk about the coaches that John Holmes has obviously been around the last few years. You already mentioned Coach Hoover over at Shawnee Mission East, and obviously Coach Grunhard, and you got guys like Coach Grostadier that this is what they live for. And you can lose a coach like Justin Hoover, and it's easy to recruit a new coach to come in here. May not be the same caliber, but obviously they do a good job of buying into what Coach Holmes is telling them to work on.
Brad Porter in the house, checking out his phone. His son going to Rockhurst, working with 810 Radio. Good to see him here tonight. He's a big fan of the Hawklets. A lot of familiar faces here tonight. There's a lot of people here tonight. This is what it's all about in the high school football scene. This is a packed house, great matchup.
Yeah,
Miege has won 29 in a row, and that's on the line here tonight, Johnny, on their home field.
Yeah, I don't think too many times they've started the second half down in a football game.
Their last loss was mid-September of 2015. That was at Blue Valley, 42-35. Since then, they've reeled off 29 straight, all the while collecting 4 straight state titles. Rockhurst on a 4-game win streak themselves, as Dylan Downing are ready to kick it off. Miege with the red jerseys and gray pants tonight. Rockhurst in all white in their traditional uniforms, white helmets. Deep back, Lance Shelton at the 6-yard line awaiting this Downing kick. He's done a great job punting tonight. Drives this one, and it's muffed by Shelton and into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. As once again, it's a windy night. There's a north wind that's a little bit stronger than I think the return guys are expecting here, and it's causing effects on the football, causing kind of a knuckling action.
Well, and you can see the debris flying across the field there, so it definitely is picking up as the night is going.
Be 1st and 10 from the 20. There you see the stars and stripes. And the wind out of the north. Rockhurst going against that wind here in the 3rd quarter. Johnson in the backfield. As you see the night for Luke Boehm. Here's Johnson. Johnson, second effort, but only got one as Cassell, the strong safety, finished him off, number 42.
Yeah, good job of coming up there and finishing that tackle. Kind of looked like Johnson maybe was going to sneak out of that initial tackle, but came through there and finished it off. And again, they're going to attack the right side of that offensive line. And then they've been running that rollout to the left. We'll see if they stick with that game plan here in the second half.
Fake the handoff, pass near side, and that's Coit, the catch and run. Still on his feet, stays in bounds, and fights his way to midfield for a Rockhurst first down. As he goes for 29 yards. Joseph Coit for Rockhurst.
Yeah, Boehm does a good job of just getting the ball out to his receivers and letting them make a play. And you can see here, makes first guy miss. Kind of feels that second guy coming up from behind, stays in bounds, gets an extra 5-6 yards there.
Finally wrapped up by Kincaid. They spotted at the 49. First down catch for Coach Severino's squad. He's been throwing the ball pretty well tonight. Johnson, the lone touchdown in the game, will get the handoff and sprints through, turning on the speed, and he's taken down just inside the 30-yard line. Michael Johnson going over 100 yards rushing on that last run, as it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hawklets at the 30-yard line after a 21-yard run here.
Yeah, and you see right there, he was patient, let his offensive linemen get their guys kind of pushed to the side there, and does a good job with that speed burst to get into the 2nd and 3rd level.
Scruggs finally got him, but not after 21, as he's over 100 yards for a second straight week. And this is Johnson again, and he's ridden down by Van Meter. And now some pushing and shoving after the play. Seen that throughout the night. As you see Jackson Wentworth trying to point out a Stag for a violation there.
Good cutback there by Johnson. Like you said, goes over the century mark for the night. Pretty effective night right there.
Second down and 6, play action. Bame floats it up to his tight end. In traffic, he makes the catch.
Wow.
Touchdown, Rockhurst. Andrew Stafford, what a catch. But two guys draped all over him as it goes for 27 yards for the Rockhurst touchdown.
Yeah, almost if he turned into a basketball player right there, kind of boxed this guy out, just went up and got the ball at its highest point. Obviously, that's a little risky throw by Bame, but he's got confidence that his guy was going to go get that, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, he had a touchdown last week. Now that's 3 on the season for Andrew Stafford, who's 6'3", 230 pounds. Owen Lawson in for the extra point try to put Rockhurst up by 2 touchdowns, and he drills it. 14-0 Hawklets. Just under 10 minutes to play in your third quarter. This is a heck of a catch. And guys were sandwiching him here, Johnny, and he was able to bring down the catch and the touchdown.
Yeah, he does a good job of just using his body to kind of shield the defender off, and good concentration there of not only going up and getting the ball with contact, but bringing it down and being able to get in the end zone there. And you're not mad about the coverage there by Miege. You're telling those guys if that ball gets up there, you got to make sure you do everything you can that he doesn't complete that catch all the way through. Again, that's a quick drive right there for Rockhurst to start the second half. Obviously capped off by that 27-yard pass there. But they're doing a really good job on the Rockhurst offensive side of mixing in the pass and the run, keeping those Miege guys on their heels. And nothing fancy, you know, everything is pretty easy with the passing game, pitch and catch. You're just trying to get the ball into playmakers' hands and, again, working that run.
Short directional kick, and it'll go out of bounds. Rockhurst was going to try to get that ball before it went to the sidelines, but instead it'll be a penalty on Rockhurst and the ball at the 35-yard line. Coach Holmes now, Johnny, he's kind of rubbing his forehead. He's trying to find some answers here after the penalty on the kick by Rockhurst. So what do they look to here in the second half to try to rally to keep their 29-game win streak alive?
I think they're going to have to, rely on the passing game a little bit more. I think they've shown that they've got the capability of throwing the ball downfield. They just have to sustain a drive. Obviously, not having Bryson Cobbins in the game, it's kind of affecting the run game a little bit. But, Agnew Witten has done a good job of getting yards where he needs to get them. They just need to capitalize on a few big plays and finish a drive.
So they get good field position at the 35, 1st and 10. Agnew Witten in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. He has a lane off the left side, and boy, good blocking by the Stags as he's right near the first down stake. That left side, the 48 twins there kind of cleared away there. You see Taylor getting up, number 54, but great blocking here.
Yeah, just a quick pitch to the outside. Like you said, these guys are getting out front.
Brian Burns also a great block, and it is enough for a first down to the 45. Here's Agnew Witten, fumbled the football. Rockhurst has covered it up. It was Eccles knocking it free, and Chuck Ingram, the defensive end, with the fumble recovery for Rockhurst. Turnover number 2 for the Stags tonight, and that's a big one.
Yeah, and it looked like a clean handoff, but right as he took that ball, Agnew Witten was met with a couple guys in the backfield. Looked like he was just trying to find a hole and didn't realize those guys were coming up on him. But again, if that ball's shown down there by the hip, the defensive guys are just trying to stick their hands in there and just knock it out. They're not even really going for the tackle.
Eccles, the lacrosse star and star linebacker, give it off to Michael Johnson. And he gashes the Miege defense for a nice run on first down. It'll be second down and short. Nice block there for the Rockhurst offensive line by Will Hansen, one of the new guys.
Yeah, the backside tackle out there pulling. So you see how athletic these guys are up front for Rockhurst. And, you know, when you get those guys moving full head of steam, you know, it's easy as a running back to just kind of grab onto the tail pad and follow them.
Second down and short. Penetration and a tackle for a loss. Colin Williams was the first guy in the backfield, and Van Meter able to finish him off and get credit for the tackle for a loss. Great job by the defensive tackle, Max Van Meter.
Again, Connor Williams just does a good job of getting off the ball quick enough to where offensive linemen don't even have time to get a hand on him.
Yeah, Colin Williams is a future star. He's only a 9th grader. He's a freshman getting the start tonight on the defensive line for the Stags. Doesn't look like a freshman. On third down, Bain, plenty of time to throw, looking down the field, and the pass incomplete, nearly picked off by Rattan. And they say it is an interception. Okay, it is an interception, I beg your pardon. So Rishi Rattan able to bring it down here and collect the interception. And Rockhurst's third turnover of the night. Just kind of a floating pass here and able to bring it down. I wanted to see on the follow through here as he turned his body away here. Yep.
Yeah, just
well, now that ball came out there.
Well, I don't know if they can.
Yeah, they're not. There's not going to be an instant replay or anything here in high school football. That's why I was wondering about that. But they give him the pick, and Pedrati goes to work going down the field. Pass, and on the sideline, Scruggs brought it in. Let's see what the call is.
Incomplete pass by the
one official
judge.
Says incomplete, and the other says catch. Let's see if the guys get on the same page. Now they're saying incomplete pass.
I'm not sure if that was a bobble.
Faithful grumbling after this call.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a bobble or if he just caught the ball out of bounds, but good concentration right there.
No, he never made it. Foot in bounds as Moore knocked him out there. Good effort, though, by Jalen Scruggs.
Yeah, great throw and catch there.
But the official coming from the middle part of the field had signaled incomplete, and the official coming up down the sideline, the side judge there, had the differing opinion, but it looked like the official on the field had the better look and called incomplete pass. Second down and 10. Pedrati under a lot of duress and finally tripped up. The linebacker got his legs. Tucker Atwood, number 42, the strong side linebacker, and it's going to be third down and long for the Stags, trying to take advantage of this Rattan interception. All right, let's go back to that interception. I thought the ball came out here, and that's why I said incomplete pass.
It looks like he gets it at the top, but then as he's coming down.
This is where I want to see. Yeah. All right. On third down, the pass is caught, and that'll be a first down catch to Philippe Wesley as Whitcomb tackles him, and not after he got the first down yardage on the third down and long pass and catch.
Yeah, good job by Pedrotti to get out there, extend that play a little bit, and find his wide open receiver for that first down. Again, it's going to be plays like that that are going to have to be made on this side of the ball for Miege.
From the 29, looks like Miege wants to go with a little tempo, and they'll run it on the inside. Rockhurst clogs that up, nothing doing.
Bryson Cobbins is coming back in the game here.
Well, that was Deontay Parker, it looks like, number 8, checking in. He had a pretty good rushing game last week. Now he'll check out of the ball game. Let's see if the pace continues for Miege here. I'll play a little faster down by 2 touchdowns here. Cobbins in the game. Not his explosive self, but able to find a gap and exploit it. Out to the 36 for a gain of 7, but you can tell he just doesn't have with that lower leg injury, he just doesn't have his normal explosiveness.
Yeah, and you can still see how effective he can be not playing at 100%. Obviously, you know, you want to be at full speed at the running back position, but does a good job there of finding some daylight and getting upfield and getting close to first down yardage.
First team all-league, 1,300 yards last year. And this is going to be a first down run for Bryson Cobbins. He's fighting a leg injury tonight, but still out there contributing for the Stags as he got the first down on this run here. A little cutback action. Finally grabbed by Stafford, the defensive end. How big are points now here for the Stags? I mean, they need to get something on the board here.
Well, with Rockhurst controlling the clock the way that they did in the first half, you know, it's almost score every possession here.
Pedrati stepping away from pressure and dumps it off. Finds his man, Hudson Bentley, for a first down as he's inside the 45 and carries the pile to the 40. So the big wide receiver getting the fans for the Stags fired up here. The first down catch.
Well, and you see Pedrati do a good job of keeping his eyes downfield. You know, had a little bit of pressure there, stepped up, but did a good job of keeping his eyes down on his receiver, letting him get across the field. Does a good job there, but dropping that arm slot, getting that ball to his guy.
19 yards for number 19. First and 10, pitch it out. Witten gonna throw it down the field, has a man, Sam Powell makes the catch, cuts it back into the end zone, touchdown, Miege.
Wow, what a play call.
It'll go 40 yards. Tyquez Agnew-Witten, a little trickery as he found Sam Powell wide open down the sidelines, and the Stags on the board and back in this ball game.
Yeah, good job of selling it right there by Agnew-Witten. You know, he had to be patient there to allow his guy to get off his block and get downfield, and he did a good job of selling that. And for a guy that's had a couple fumbles tonight, it's really good to see him come back and make a big play like that.
And now Pedrati, the left-footed soccer-style kicker, the quarterback, he was the kicker last year, knocks it through. And a new ball game here as the Stags strike with a little play. We've seen this play earlier, Johnny, where they did not throw the ball. He just ran, and now this one he just floats up there, and Powell is wide open.
Well, we were always trying to set something up, and obviously Miege felt like they needed to put that play out there to get some points on the board, and saved it for a really good time right there. Great move right there to finish off that touchdown. That puts Miege right back in this football game.
Good story with Sam Powell getting his first action. He dislocated his shoulder the first week of practice. This is really his first game.
He's got the 8 plays, 86 yards. Took 3 minutes off the play clock, off the game clock. Capped off with that 46-yard play right there. And again, we got ourselves a ball game here.
Downing to kick it off for the Stags. Hawklets on the return. And good coverage by the special teams for the Stags, keeping them shy of the 20-yard line. A new bounce in the step of Bishop Miege after they got on the scoreboard here. Coming down and making the special team stop, Deontay Parker, who is one of their backup running backs, but see new energy from the home team here.
Yeah, neither team all night has had really good starting field position. As Rockhurst starts inside of their 20-yard line here.
They're spotted at the 17-yard line. Levi, the receiver, to the left. Coit wide to the right. Lance Shelton is your tailback. And Lance Shelton going to the outside, turns it up the field, and he's finally ridden out there. Rockhurst able to get him out of bounds, as that was Agnew-Witten, but on a play that looked like he was going to lose yardage, goes for a nice gain to the 35-yard line, 18 yards here, and if Witten doesn't get him here, he might take that to the house.
Yeah, he just kept working to the outside. Great block on the outside by Coit there.
Wide receivers blocking down the field. That's a staple of the Tony Severino offense. have Shelton, their smallest back. Ian Johnson teaming up, running the football tonight. This will be a quarterback read option, and Boehm will keep it as he'll get 3 yards on the play. Van Meter got him around the legs. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, and even though that wasn't a big gain, it still forces Miege to have to cover the quarterback there on those option plays.
Yeah, Boehm not a big rusher, 31 yards, 2 TDs coming into play tonight. Just a solid player for the Hawklets. And again, quarterback keeps it. Jalen Williams crashing down from defensive end, wraps him up. He a couple of yards shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and short facing the Rockhurst Hawklets.
And you can see the discipline on the Miege side of the ball there. Obviously, those guys are staying assignment sound, making sure they're taking their man, not crashing down. As if they crash down, that ball's going to the running back, and we see what these guys can do in open space.
It's 3rd down and 2. Jalen Williams, a 4-year starter for Bishop Miege, number 99. Hand it off, and an inside running play is not going to get the first down. So the little back got clogged up. Good job by the defensive line. And now flags after the play. We've seen pushing and shoving from the opening kickoff between these teams. And now this is the first penalty flag. Looks like it's going to occur as there was pushing after the running back was stopped short of the first down on 3rd down and short. Everybody's trying to calm down the big guy at 6'7", 340. And maybe EK reacted.
It would be a lot bigger penalty if this was against Miege, as it would give Rockhurst a first down, but it looks like they're signaling that it's going to go against Rockhurst.
Coach Severino out on the field, not going to like this call here, as it's going to go against his squad. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Yep. And yeah, it was EK pushing after the play after he drove his man. He got a pancake block there. And I think that's who they're going to call the flag on, and forcing Rockhurst on 4th down and 16 to punt it away. Gabe Whipple, 36 yards per punt. Down the field. Scruggs, after he muffed that first one, he doesn't seem like he wants to have anything to do with fielding punts tonight. And that may be coming from the coaching staff, just saying, let's not have a big muff punt cost us a ball game here. They're just going to let it hit and take over the football. But momentum with the team in red right now, Johnny, after that scoring pass from Agnew Witten to Sam Powell.
Yeah, and they kind of, you know, took that first punch in the mouth coming out in the second half, and Rockhurst taking it all the way down the field. But we knew that these guys on the Miege sideline weren't going to let that, you know, obviously determine the rest of this game. They do a really good job of going down there, scoring, then forcing a punt here.
Here's Cobbins, and not much doing. Tim Glazer got just a piece of him and knocked him off his feet. Also back there, Sawyer Crawford, who's had a nice game. He's one of their stud defensive linemen. Only a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Cobbins clearly not himself. 3 receivers to the right of the quarterback. Pedrati looking that way, flushed. Buying time, now will take off, and he'll just go down this time as the quarterback's running the football near the sidelines. It paid a heavy price, whether it's Eccles and Atwood for Rockhurst or Downing for Miege. They've been really hitting these quarterbacks, and I think Pedrati has got that message as he went down here after a pretty good run here.
Yeah, and that's tough, you know, if you're a defensive player, because you got, you know, you're running full speed and all of a sudden you got to let up, but you know, they kind of let them play through there.
Timeout, Bishop Miege. 2 minutes to go in your 3rd quarter in a 14-7 ball game. Rockhurst on top next week. We have Sunflower Conference football as Shawnee Mission East with their new coach, former Miege offensive coordinator quarterback guru Justin Hoover. Shawnee Mission East squad taking on Olathe North. And their fine running game. One of the best sophomore running backs in Arlen Bruce IV there for the Eagles. That'll be at ODAC next Friday, October 5th, 7 p.m. It's our Hy-Vee High School game of the week to start the month of October off. And what a way to wrap up the month of September with the Catholic Clash here. 3rd down and 6. Big down and distance now for the Stags. Pedrati tucks, takes off, dives, and he's right at the stake here. Let's see if they spot him short. His momentum carried him across the stake, but they're spotting him where he put the ball down first, and that's short. It's going to be 4th down.
Looks like illegal formation.
There was a flag on the field there prior to the snap, and it's going to be on Miege.
Illegal procedure.
So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. And it looked like
a little bit of a lean there.
Somebody left early. Back to the 32-yard line. Now it'll be 3rd down and 11. Pedrati in the offense backed up after the penalty. Sam on the roll, throwing, and the pass is caught by Philippe Wesley, but he is gang tackled shy of the 1st down by the Hawklets.
Yeah, and he broke that route off about a yard behind where he needed to. Almost as if he needed to go 2 yards past the sticks and work his way back, but
Jalen Creighton there.
Yeah, good job at tackle.
Locked onto him right first, and then his teammates helped him out. And
I'm not sure Miege has punted this much in a game in a long time.
Only got 7, so it'll be still 4th down and 4. Clock under a minute to play in your 3rd quarter. And more whistles.
So you got him.
Kresick, yeah, he was fighting it there to catch that ball with the wind tonight. Of course, Kresick had a punt return touchdown last week. Miege getting penalized a lot, but that's no surprise. They came in with 42 penalties in 4 games. So when I saw that on the stat sheet, I went, wow, that is way too many penalties for a team that's this good. And now it's hurting them tonight. As the clock continues to wind, it'll be a 4th down and 9 with the penalty yardage. Let's see if Kresick wants to field this one. Low snap. Downing gets it out of there. Kresick calling for the fair catch. Will take it at the 26-yard line. Be a 40-yard punt. It's a good punt against a really strong north wind tonight, making things cool tonight. And Rockhurst and their offense will get it back here. Turnovers even, 2 apiece. I beg your pardon, I just got corrected here in our press box. Rockhurst has 3 to 2 for Miege. So, update my turnover chart here. Hand it off in the jet sweep to Coit. And he'll get it across the 30 to the 31-yard line. That could be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, just a quick hitter right here. Good block on the outside there by 35 again.
That's Ingram.
He's been doing a good job of.
Rockhurst doesn't look like they want to run another play here. So that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. Rockhurst still leading by a touchdown, 14-7 over Bishop Miege. Stay tuned. The 4th quarter is coming up next here on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. It's the Catholic Clash from Miege High School. It's a good one. The 4th quarter is next. This is the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week, and here's your Hy-Vee look at the scoring by quarters. Not a lot of scoring, Johnny. This has been more of a defensive struggle.
Yeah, and I
we
think
start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and coming into it, you know, I think we kind of could have picked this game out as, you know, it was going to be played in the 20s.
Pass on second down. One hops the receiver, incomplete, targeting Reed Levi. And it was wide and short. Third down and 5 now for the Hawklets as we're just underway with the fourth quarter. Seen both teams with some turnovers tonight. Miege with a couple, Rockhurst with 3. The Hail Mary, though, before half really, it counts, but didn't really hurt Coach Severino's team. As the ball at the 31-yard line. Boehm passing, finding Kresick, and Kresick is tackled right at the stake here.
He's going to be short.
Yeah, he looks to be about a half-yard short the way they're spotting this football, as Rattan with the hit there for Miege. Let's see. In an official's timeout to take a look at where they're spotting this football. Now they moved it up a little bit here now. This is very close to the first down.
Yeah, good job by Rattan coming up here.
Yeah, he makes the
Make
stop
a good, solid
right
tackle
there, and then he kind of heaves the ball forward. Yeah, like he was short, but now after the remarking, it is a first down.
You know, that's always tough in that situation. You know, you see a guy giving that second effort, but you just wonder where that ball is at in relationship to when his knee goes down. But good job, second effort right there, grabbing that first down.
Game of inches, and just got enough to the 36-yard line. Coach Severino, all-time winningest Rockhurst coach, 7 state titles at Rockhurst, 1 at Shawnee Mission Northwest. Johnson, nothing doing in the middle of the defense. Van Meter, Jalen Williams, and the freshman all involved in the stop there.
Yeah, and Dylan Downing does a good job of getting in the backfield there.
Yeah, he's got the swipe on his leg pad there, and then his teammates wrapped him up, and it'll be a tackle for a loss. It'll be second down and 11. Stags defense has been tough and great with the takeaways. As they're +9 on the year, swing it out to Johnson, and Dylan Downing is waiting for him and makes the stop at the 33-yard line. That'll be another tackle for a loss, as Downing has a few words for Johnson, and you're not going to get away from me in space here.
Well, good coverage down the field by Miege. Boehm just has to get it to his outlet right there, and Miege does a good job of staying home, making that play. Third and long here for Rockhurst. Obviously in this situation, you know, probably throwing the football, but you also don't want to turn over or a sack as you're kind of trying to flip the field here.
Fans turning up the noise on third down. The pass knocked away. Nice play, Grant Fussell, the strong safety, I should say, just got his hand out there and swatted it down, incomplete.
Yeah, good job by Mikey Welsh of just getting in the backfield and forcing the quarterback to have to get rid of that ball a little bit sooner than probably he wanted to. And again, great coverage out there on the outside.
Looking for Reed Levi, but Fussell, smart kid. Had a lot of great safeties here. Jamon Colbert now playing for the University of Iowa. Jasir Cox at North Dakota State. Punting time for Rockhurst. Scruggs has not wanted to field these punts, and this is a high spiraling punt. Now Scruggs will field it and muffs it again, but able to cover it up at the 19. It's an adventure back there, and once again, the wind is playing tricks on the ball here as this ball turns over out of the spiral, and this is your specialty, Johnny.
Yeah, and you can see him there. You know, he doesn't square up on the football, and the football kind of slips through the hip there. You know, you got to square up to the ball, especially, you know, when it's a windy night like this. You have to make sure you secure that punt first and foremost.
Getting coached on the sidelines. It's not an easy, it's It's a tough night to field punts.
Yeah, and if you do it once, you know, that's kind of sitting in the back of your head for the rest of the day.
So from the 19, 1st and 10. Pedrati on the roll, short side. Now we'll tuck and run, and he probably won't get back to the line of scrimmage here as he is taken down. Tim Glazer there. And also involved in the stop, Tommy Eccles. And, you know, this guy's getting recruited to be a linebacker, but he is a big-time lacrosse player.
You've got really good linebackers on both sides of the ball.
No gain on that last running play by the quarterback. 2nd down and 10. Here's Cobbins up the middle, and nothing doing as he is tracked down by Stafford, who has a touchdown catch tonight. Stafford goes both ways, plays tight end and defensive end for the Rockhurst defense. Now it's 3rd down and long for Coach Holmes here. Decision time. He's calling the plays now. It's a new adventure for him. On 3rd down and long, Pedrati with the time. Receivers are covered, pass to the sideline. And it's a catch for Philippe Wesley as they'll signal him in.
You've got holding on the offense there.
There's a flag back near the line of scrimmage, and this is coming back. A nice toe tap catch on the sidelines by Wesley, all for naught. And the penalties piling up for both teams tonight. Holding penalty negates the. It's going to be the right tackle. Muir is going to. See here, yeah, he just.
Yeah, and that's tough because your quarterback gets outside the pocket, and you know the last thing you want to do is allow that guy a free hit on your quarterback.
And now it's 3rd down and long, going down the field in traffic. And Wesley made the catch. Was he inbounds? Yes! What a catch! Just across midfield, Philippe Wesley had 2 Rockhurst players all over him. How did he make this catch? On a 3rd down and long, Philippe Wesley, the miracle catch. And the ball goes out just past midfield.
Yeah, great pass there by Pedrati. Puts the ball right where he needs to.
44 yards. Oh my goodness, what a play. Elder and Creighton were right there and couldn't stop him. And now they go Philippe's way again, and he's going to draw a pass interference or holding penalty. So Philippe Wesley, their go-to wide receiver, making an impact here in the 4th quarter as the Stags look to rally. PI on Rockhurst.
So you've got 2 big plays by Miege. You've got the halfback pass that obviously ended in a touchdown, and then the pass and catch there by Pedrati and Wesley.
Still don't know how he made that catch. Those defenders were right there, and he looked like maybe he was the only one that could see the football and brought it down. Give it off to Cobbins up the middle, and gets a couple there. As
well, and sometimes in those situations, the defensive backs, you know, they don't want to draw a flag, so they keep their hands off the receiver. And right there, you know, you see Wesley just concentrate on bringing that ball all the way through.
2nd down and 6. Stags looking to tie it here. Here's Cobbins again, weaving his way. 1st down run as he dives toward the 20-yard line. Looks like they'll spot it back a little bit, but Bryson Cobbins, who's been limited tonight with looks like a leg injury of some kind, but able to get the 1st down for the Stags.
Miege comes up here with a little bit of tempo.
Wow, you can see him kind of collapse there with his leg there as they go with the tempo offense and run it up the middle. Not much doing. Rockhurst able to snuff that play out. It'll be 2nd down and long. 7 and some change left here in regulation.
A lot of credit to Cobbins for toughing through this injury, and when his team needs him, he's out there running the ball with everything he has.
Pedrati Under pressure, gets away. And Pedrati's still on his feet. Flag is down. And this is coming back. Pedrati able to avoid the rush, but it looks like a holding penalty is coming up on Bishop Miege, and Pedrati frustrated.
And you can see the confidence building for Pedrati here in the second half. Yep. Big Danielson, EK out there on the defensive line.
Like Sawyer Crawford got held. He was a little slow to get up at the end of that play. Now it's going to be second down and 21 for the Stags. Pedrati throwing near side. And Bentley with the catch, going down low. Hudson Bentley. He'll be a couple yards shy of the first down, but a nice catch here on second down and long by Bentley.
Yeah, and Josh Muir on the outside had a great block, pancake the defensive end, allowing Pedrati just kind of sit in the pocket there and play pitch and catch with his receivers.
Third down at 12. Pedrati rolling. And the pass incomplete to Sam Powell, and he got hit hard there between two defenders, and he's able to get up. You can see that right arm is bothering him, though. And remember, he dislocated his shoulder before the season as one of the practices, and this is not a good moment here to see a player injured. He was coming back from that injury. This was his first action back, and you see Coach Holmes there once again.
Just kind of
right there. Yeah, you see him grab his wrist or arm there.
Yeah, and he knew it immediately.
Yeah, he knew he was hurt. He ran almost to the sidelines, and now the trainers and coaching staff will help him up and take him off the field here. He has the lone touchdown catch tonight from Agnew Witten. Play went 40 yards. And now fourth down and 12. They are going for it here. Need to get down to the 11-yard line. They got a bunch set of receivers to the left for Pedrati. Has time, throwing down the field, and the catch is caught. Bentley, touchdown! Hudson Bentley in traffic, the second big in-traffic catch. Stags within a point of tying this game. Hudson Bentley, 23-yard catch on fourth down and 12. Yes, get excited, Bishop Miege.
Yeah, and what a throw there by Pedrati. Threw the ball right to the pylon where his guy was the only guy that could have caught that. And again, another big play by a receiver tonight, going up and getting the football. Can't say enough good things about these guys going up and getting the football.
And now Pedrati will try to tack on the tying extra point here with just over 6 minutes to play in regulation. And they're going to go for a two-point conversion. Pedrati is tough. What a play by Ingram. Or check that, that's Eccles, number 39, not 35. He got a piece of Pedrati, so they try to trick play and a two-point conversion. Now they're going to be a point behind with just over 6 to play in regulation. Yeah, Eccles got a piece.
Yeah, I like the play call there. Obviously trying to catch Rockhurst off guard there, but man, what a play. All you got to do is get a hand on him, trip him up. If he doesn't get that hand on, he's walking in the end zone.
And here's Eccles flying in, just got a piece of him. And Pedrati hit the deck. Josh Moore was there as well, so Rockhurst was ready for it. So Rockhurst still up by a point. Coach Holmes firing up the troops. Nobody gets their head down because the two-point conversion failed.
I don't know why he just didn't kick the field goal and tie the game up. It went for 2.
And now Downing and the special teamers out for Miege, but What a couple of catches on that drive by Wesley and Bentley. As the kick away. And this is going to be fielded on a hop by Kresick. And special teams take him down near the 26-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown pass. This is 4th down and 12. And what a catch by Hudson Bentley. The defender's right there.
Yeah, he just throws the ball really where his receiver could go up and get it. And again, it's one of those plays where as a defensive back, you've got to get your head around and try and make a play on the football.
That's his first touchdown catch of the season, and he'll remember that for the rest of his life.
Great concentration and getting the feet down in bounds as well.
Toss sweep, Michael Johnson. And Michael Johnson staying on his feet, and a nice run as he's up near the 35-yard line. Johnson is the leading rusher in the ball game, over 100 yards, has a rushing touchdown tonight.
I think he got pushed out of bounds there, so I don't think the clock's going to run.
Still got 8 yards, 2nd down and 2 for Coach Severino. Loving having this game, so it's a great thing for these teams to play again. It's been over 30 years. Next year at Rockhurst. 2nd down and short. And a nice play. Portier tracking Johnson from behind. No gain. Taylor Portier.
Yeah, good job of crashing down on his side. Obviously, his first thing to make sure is the quarterback's not going to keep it. Just gets down the line of scrimmage there and makes a play behind the line.
So we'll do it again from the 35. Fans making a lot of noise here. And the play is Mikey Welsh. Mikey Welsh almost got the handoff. He came flying in, number 15, and disrupted this play. His teammates will wrap up, John. But watch this. Nobody touches Mikey. He got a piece of him, and then they're able to bring him down for a loss. But Mikey Welsh, their special teams guy, they said every kick, this guy's always the first guy down, and makes a big play on 3rd down and 2. It's a loss of 4, 4th down and 6. Punting unit out for Rockhurst. Miege down by a point, going to get the football back here. On the punt, Scruggs doesn't want to have anything to do with this one. They'll lose a lot of field position as this will take a Rockhurst roll inside the 20. But it's a tough night to field punts with the win, and from the 19-yard line, here comes the Miege offense back out. Plenty of time. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Coach Holmes has his play calling chart with him there, and this team might have the momentum on their side. They made a couple of incredible catches on that last drive by Wesley and Bentley. Can't fault the Rockhurst defenders. They are right there. These guys are just bringing it down. There's Pedrati's night. 140 yards.
Yeah, most of those coming in the second half.
1 touchdown going to Bentley. They got it to 14-13. Pitch it off to Agnew Witten, trying to turn the corner, and Tommy Eccles would not be denied. He made the nice play on the 2-point conversion. These linebackers, Johnny Beck, do a heck of a job for Rockhurst.
Yeah, they're playing sideline to sideline, as you see right here. Does a good job of making up for it. Playing on the inside and able to get all the way to the outside to make that play. And like you said, if he doesn't make that tackle, Agnew Witten's running for a few more yards there.
Only got 2, 2nd down and 8. Pedrati in trouble and sacked. And making the sack was Tim Glazer for Rockhurst, the defensive lineman. That's his 2nd sack. His brother Joe played last year. Just following in his brother's name, Tim Glazer gets the sack, a little shaken up. And it's a loss back to the 16-yard line. Setting up 3rd down and long for the Stags, down by a point here. Clock at over 3 minutes to play in regulation.
We've seen Bishop Miege convert a couple of these 3rd and longs.
They have another miracle catch in their back pocket down the field, and it's incomplete. Scruggs got his hands on it but couldn't reel it in. Coverage by Creighton, but it looked like a catchable ball there. But Scruggs had it for just a moment, and it dropped incomplete.
Yeah, and you had the safety coming over top. Almost.
Yep, Creighton maybe jarred it free. Had it in his hands, and then the Rockhurst player kind of swatted it away. And now 4th down, punting time for Downing. As he's back on his own goal line, the high snap. Sent down the field. This is not his best effort. This is a short punt, and it'll be Rockhurst football with the short field at the plus 40-yard line. And Rockhurst has all 3 of their timeouts and leading by a point, trying to win their 22nd against Bishop Miege in 29 meetings.
Well, we've seen this defense step up a couple times for Miege. Obviously none bigger than this stand right here. Got a short field. They've got 2 timeouts, so if they can get a quick 3 and out, they're obviously going to have some time on the clock to be able to drive down the field.
Stags fans trying to get their defense pumped up here. Toss sweep to Johnson, and Johnson, as a flag is down, motors inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
Not sure if he...
Both teams heavily penalized tonight.
If he got a part of that face mask there. Yeah.
Face mask penalty on Miege.
That's tough. It doesn't matter if you pull him down or just slightly grab it. It's a 15-yard penalty.
Over 200 yards in penalties called on both these teams tonight. There's the swipe at the face mask. Mikey Welsh came flying in there again like he's wont to do and just grabbed at the face gear. And that's going to give Rockhurst a 1st down at the 33-yard line with the penalty yardage, and Rockhurst in no hurry here. And now we're going to get a timeout for Bishop Miege. They'll have 1 left.
And obviously, if you're a defensive coach right now for Miege, you're telling these guys, try and hold these guys up. Allow your teammates to kind of get around and try and get that ball loose.
I want to say thanks to Concord Career College. Make sure you start your healthcare career in months, not years. Concord has several career paths to choose from, and classes are forming now. Check it out. Find out more by visiting concord.edu. At the Lowry family party deck, enjoying the action. Seen a good one tonight. 14-13 late in this one. Rockhurst trying to close it out. We'll have it 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Seen 5 turnovers tonight. Ball security going to be paramount. Johnson to the outside, and Johnson to the 25-yard line. That's about an 8-yard gain.
Here we go, here we go.
Yes, a little more pushing and shoving here. Rockhurst will have 2nd down and short. Johnson does the smart thing. Goes down inbounds, keeps the clock running, forcing Miege to use their final timeout. Once again, Miege on a 29-game win streak. They haven't lost since September of 2015. That was a road loss to Blue Valley. Rockhurst trying to go to 5-1. I think a lot of people hit the panic button after they lost to Columbia Rockbridge in week 1. They lost to Rockbridge in week 1 2 years ago as well, and Coach Severino is never one to panic as this running play gets back to the line of scrimmage, and I think Miege is going to burn their final timeout. So that'll be it. Just under 2 minutes to play, and Miege is out of timeouts.
Just doing some quick math here. Miege does have the potential of getting the ball back if they don't surrender a first down with about a minute to go.
Want to wish a speedy recovery to R.J. Pascuzzi, suffered a leg injury against Ray Peck. Also Daniel Jackson for Miege, suffered a leg injury in their first ball game of the year. I want to wish these guys a quick recovery. I'll say happy birthday to Brad Zimmerman, our replay specialist tonight. Great job with the entire crew from Spectrum Sports tonight, bringing you all the shots from the party decks to the field turf. End around to Coit. There's some blocking out there. Coit turning on the speed, and a flag is down as he's taken down shy of the 20-yard line. Might be another face mask here. And it is.
Yep. That's tough.
And Miege could be in big trouble here.
You've got Big Danielson, EK out there as your lead
Yeah, the
blocker.
big guy at 340 was moving pretty good out there.
You're just
blocking.
trying to get around him and make a tackle, and unfortunately somebody just got a hold of the face mask there.
It's going to be first down yardage for Coach Sev's team. I asked Coach Sev about playing Blue Valley and Miege, and I said, they got to save you some, travel miles. I said, yeah, it's a good thing, but I always like that trip to Arkansas because it was a good measuring stick because those programs are so elite, and I can get a better gauge on my team. But no, he loves playing these inner city games.
Yeah, and I think locally, there's a lot of buzz that was created obviously when they saw this game put on the schedule, and a lot of these people work together. Kids may go to different schools, but there's a lot of bragging rights on the line when these top programs from each side of the state line match up.
Timeout Rockhurst now. Still have 2 left. They'll have the ball just outside the 11-yard line. 1st and 10. Miege out of timeouts.
You get so caught up in watching these offenses score 30, 40 points a game. It's refreshing to see a game played where there's only 4 touchdowns total scored.
Coach Severino having a word with Aaron Schwartz, the official there on the sidelines, as 1:24 to play. And now they have Michael Johnson backed off, and now they're going to take a knee here as they're going to try to have the victory formation and win their 22nd game in this series. The series would be 22-6-1. There was a tie back in 1974. Last win for Miege was 1972, and there you see the frustration for Coach Holmes as he puts down his headset.
Well, and I'm sure he's going to be asked all week, Coach, you went for 2, you had a chance to tie the game, but, that's why guys love to play for him,
It's a gutsy play call. There's no question about it. If it works, you look like a genius. If it doesn't, you got to take it on the chin a little bit. But I like the play call. Rockhurst was ready for it. Tommy Eccles got a piece of Pedrati. I'm sure Coach Severino was probably preaching to his guys all week, hey, when they kick a PAT, they got their quarterback back there kicking. So you never know. You got to be
You're always
cognizant
on high alert.
of, yeah.
Yep.
And And that is going to do it. Rockhurst is going to win a thriller tonight on the road and end the 29-game win streak for Bishop Miege. Final score will be 14-13. The Catholic clash was a classic Catholic clash as the two friends hug at midfield. Tony Severino and Coach John Holmes, they're very good friends. Been plenty of camps on the road, and exciting game that came down to a failed two-point conversion. Let's go back to this play. They just scored the touchdown to make it 14-13. They said, we're going to try to trick them here. Pedrati takes off, but right there, Tommy Eccles got a piece of the quarterback, and the failed two-point conversion is the difference. But a lot of good sportsmanship shown by these two private Catholic schools as they shake hands. And we'll get back to you with the Hy-Vee post-game wrap-up show. What a ball game tonight at Dixon-Dahl Stadium here at Bishop Miege. 14-13. We had to wait 30-plus years to get a matchup, and it was well worth the wait. Rockhurst wins by 1. We're back to wrap it up on Spectrum Sports right after this. Well, quickly, Coach, your thoughts on the game. That was an exciting ball game tonight.
Yeah, it was, and it lived up to all the hype. They did a great job of coming back. We left some points down there in the field. A little disappointed about it, but you got to give them a lot of credit. That's a really good football team.
Coach, they ran a two-point conversion to try to grab the lead. Your guy, Tommy Eccles, was ready for it. You'd practiced throughout the week getting ready for this.
Well, stop. You laugh about it. I didn't think they were going for 2 when they lined up with their kicker. And we only had 9 guys on the field. Probably should have played with that the rest of the night.
Hey, Coach, thanks for your time. I know you want to talk to your team. Good win tonight.
All right, thank you very much.
Coach Severino, and he gets the victory. He's now 3-0 against Bishop Miege. And now let's get to our defensive play of the game. It's presented by the Ironworkers Local 10. You can learn more about their apprenticeship program by going to ironworkers10.com. And the ball punched out by the linebacker, Mitch Tarwater, and covered by Josh Moore. That is your Ironworkers Local 10 defensive play of the game. And Johnny, some final thoughts. A lot of people were talking about this game for months and hyping it up, and it lived up to the hype. It was an exciting ball game, and Rockhurst wins by 1 point tonight.
Well, I think, when you hear Coach Sev talk about, how important it is for, his team to come in this game and, play with some composure and finish the game off as they did, it continues to set that expectation bar a little bit higher. And if you're Bishop Miege, you can talk to your team about, we can't allow ourselves to get down in a hole, but when we did, we really fought back and we gave ourselves a chance to win this football game. And at the end of the day, again, this is just one game in a long season, and there's a lot of good teaching points and a lot of things that guys can take from this game moving forward.
I want to thank the Lowry family for letting us set up our camera there on their party deck. All the watch parties, the Del Popolos and Blues and the Tavern. It was an exciting ballgame thanks to the ADs of the schools. Andrew Groney's the new AD at Miege. Michael Dirks at Rockhurst. Thanks to the coaches, John Holmes and Tony Severino. Our producer, Joe Novacek, for Johnny Beck and our entire Spectrum Sports broadcasting crew. Kevin White saying so long from Dixon-Dahl Stadium in Roland Park. Our final, once again, it was a thriller. Rockhurst wins it 14-13 as we say goodnight from Bishop Miege High School.